We usually think of vitamin C as that thing you grab when you feel a sniffle coming on. But what if it's so much more than that? What if it's a critical fuel that most of us are running low on, especially if you're living a healthy, low-sugar lifestyle? We're going to dive into this powerful connection between cutting out sugar and unlocking the real potential of vitamin C.
And it all starts with a kind of weird question. I know. Why can't we be more like a goat? It sounds like the start of a bad joke, but the answer actually reveals something absolutely fundamental about our biology, and it has huge implications for our health. Get this, a goat, when it's under stress, can pump out up to 100 grams, that's 100,000 milligrams, of its own vitamin C every single day. And us humans, we produce a big fat zero. Nothing, not 1 milligram. This isn't just some small difference, it's a massive biological handicap that we have to deal with.
So, here's the game plan for this explainer. We're going to cover 5 key things. First, why we lost this incredible ability in the first place. Then we'll get into the secret rivalry between sugar and vitamin C that's happening inside you right now. We'll see how a low-carb lifestyle gives vitamin C a massive leg up, what that actually does for your body, and finally, how you can put this all into practice.
All right, first up, a lost human ability. You see, this whole thing goes back millions and millions of years to a genetic glitch. Our ancestors just lost a crucial gene called the gulo gene, and that's the gene responsible for making vitamin C inside the body. I mean, the difference is just staggering. On one hand, you've got most other mammals. They're basically walking vitamin C factories, and they can crank up production whenever they get sick or stressed out. And then you've got us. We are completely 100% reliant on getting this vital nutrient from our food every single day. And this leads to a huge argument over how much we actually need. You see, the official recommendation, the RDA, it's about 100 milligrams. But you have to understand what that number is for. It's designed to do one thing and one thing only: stop you from getting scurvy. It's a survival dose, not an optimal one. On the other hand, people in functional medicine who are aiming for peak health, they're talking about 3,000 milligrams or even more. The goal isn't just to not get sick, it's to feel fantastic.
Okay, so why does what we eat play such a massive role in all this? Well, that brings us to our next point, the sugar and vitamin rivalry. This is where it gets really interesting, because there is a battle happening at the cellular level in your body that you probably have no idea about. So take a look. On the left, that's glucose, sugar. On the right, vitamin C. Just look at how similar they are. They're practically molecular twins. And that incredible similarity is exactly where all the trouble starts. Your cells, well, they get confused. So how does this confusion play out? Well, for either glucose or vitamin C to get inside your cells where they do their work, they have to use the exact same entryway. Think of it like a VIP club with only one door, and that door is called the GLUT transporter. So what happens when you eat a bunch of carbs or sugar? Step 1, a huge crowd of glucose molecules rushes that single door. Step 2, a competition starts, but it's not a fair fight. The bouncer, the GLUT transporter, actually prefers glucose, so sugar gets to cut the line and go right in. And the result? Vitamin C is left standing outside, blocked, and can't get in to do its job. Eventually, it just gets washed out of your system, a total waste. But this is where a low-carb, high-fat lifestyle, or LCHF, completely flips the script. This is the LCHF advantage. This is how you unlock the true power of vitamin C. The solution is actually beautiful in its simplicity. When you slash your carb intake, you just eliminate the competition. There's no big crowd of glucose molecules hogging the doorway anymore. The path for vitamin C is suddenly wide open. And the result is dramatic. On a low-carb diet, the vitamin C you take can basically waltz right into your cells with no problem. Your absorption rate just goes through the roof. You're not just consuming vitamin C anymore, your body is actually using it way more effectively than it ever could before. Okay, so we figured out how to get vitamin C into our cells. That's awesome. But what does it do once it gets in there? Now we get to the really exciting part, cleaning your body's engine and all the amazing benefits that come with it. Here's a great way to think about it. Just the process of living and burning energy creates waste products, kind of like exhaust from your car's engine. This is called oxidative stress, and it's literally like rust forming inside your body. Vitamin C is basically the most powerful rust remover you can get your hands on.
So let's look at its job description. First, it's like cement for your blood vessels. It's absolutely essential for making collagen, which repairs and strengthens your arteries. Second, it's that rust cleaner we just talked about. It neutralizes all those damaging free radicals. And third, it is pure fuel for your adrenal glands, the ones that manage all your stress. In fact, the highest concentration of vitamin C in your entire body is found right there in your adrenal.
Okay, so the science is solid, the benefits are huge, which leads us to the most important question of all. Okay, how do I actually do this? So let's get into a practical guide on how to start megadosing.
All right, here's a simple 5-step plan. First, pick a pure form. You want ascorbic acid powder or tablets without any extra junk, especially sugar. Second, and this is key, start low and go slow. Begin with around 1,000 milligrams, that's 1 gram, with a meal. Third, you need to find your unique dose. You do this by slowly increasing the amount you take each day until you hit what's called bowel tolerance. Basically, your digestive system will give you a very clear signal with loose stools. That's not a bad thing. It just means your body is fully saturated. From there, you just back off the dose a little bit. And finally, always take it with food to make it easy on your stomach, and be sure to drink plenty of water. Now, a very, very important note here. This is all for informational purposes. You should always talk to your doctor before starting any new supplement plan, especially if you have any pre-existing health issues like kidney problems. Be smart about it.
So if we boil this all down to one simple idea, it's this. A low-carb, high-fat lifestyle changes your body's fuel source from dirty-burning sugar to clean-burning fat. And then adding in high-dose vitamin C is how you clean out all the old rest and tune up the engine for peak performance.
The two just work in perfect harmony. So that really leaves us with one final thought. We've seen how sugar gets in the way of this crucial nutrient, and how cutting carbs just opens the floodgates. Now that you know how to unlock its real power, what could getting to optimal vitamin C levels really do for your health and your energy?